Alrighty, this is the video for Chapter 1, Lesson 6, which is the least common multiple. So the Common Core standard we're going to be working on here is finding the least common multiple of two whole numbers less than or equal to 12. Alright, multiples that are shared by two or more numbers are called common multiples. And multiples of a number are, for example, if we were to count by twos, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, those are all multiples of 2. Because 2 goes in there multiple times, more than once. So just like the greatest common factor, we can also find the least common multiple, which is a common multiple, and it is the smallest one between two numbers. We're going to abbreviate that as LCM. And just like we could use lists of factors and the prime factors to find the greatest common factor, we can use listing of multiples and prime factors to find our least common multiple. So example 1, we are going to use lists of multiples to find our answer. It says find the least common multiple of 4 and 6. So simply what we can do is list out multiples of 4, list out multiples of 6, and find which one is in common that's the smallest. So multiples always start with the number itself because of course 4 goes into 4. So we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, etc. And we could keep going, but I think that's far enough. Then we're going to list out multiples of 12. So we have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. All right, and then our next step is to circle the ones that are uncommon. So we don't have 4, don't have 8, we have 12 on both lists. We have 24 on both lists. So our least common multiple here is 12 because it is the smallest number that we have circled. All right, on your own, I want you to go ahead and try and find the least common multiple of 4 and 9, and then we'll check that in class. Come back for example 2 when you're ready. Example 2 is finding the least common multiple using prime factorization. So here we're going to create a factor tree for each number. So we're going to find the least common multiple of 16 and 20. So if we were to create a factor tree here, I'll break this apart into 4 times 4, 2 times 2, and this also breaks apart into 2 times 2. So I know that I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. My factor tree for 20 is 4 times 5. Break 4 into 2 times 2. So we have 2 times 2 times 5. Now if you look down here, I also have the prime factorization written out. So we see that 2 appears more often here, so we're going to circle all of the 2's. Okay, and 5 appears once, so we do not need to circle the 2's again. We need to circle the 5. And then we are going to find the product of everything that we have circled. So we're going to take 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Okay, I'm going to start with 2 times 5 because I know that's 10. 10 times 2 is 20, times 2 is 40, times 2 is 80. So our LCM equals 80. Right, on your own, I would like you to try and find the least common multiple of 16 and 24. Then we will check over that in class. Example 3 is the final example for this section, and it is finding the least common multiple of 3 numbers. So just like when we found the greatest common factor of 3 different numbers, we're just going to find the least common multiple of 3 numbers. So just like before, we're going to find the prime factorization by doing a factor tree. Just to save time, I've already written down the prime factorizations for you down here. And we're going to practice just calculating the least common multiple. So first you write down the prime factorization, circle each different factor where it appears the greatest number of times. Okay, so 2 appears the most often up here on the 4. So we're going to circle both of these 2's because it appears the most often. 5 only appears once in these prime factorizations, so we're going to circle our 5. And 3 occurs most often in 18, so we're going to circle our 3's here. Then to find our least common multiple, we are going to multiply all of our circled numbers together. So we have 2 times 2 times 5 times 3 times 3. Okay? So I know that 2 times 2 is 4, times 5 is 20, 20 times 3 is 60, and 60 times 3 is 180. So our least common multiple of 4, 15, and 18 is 180. All right, we have an example from the video, just like example 3 that we just did. I'd like you to do on your own. And then I have 3 on your own problems that I'd also like you to go ahead and complete. We'll check those in class to see how you did. If you have any questions about the video or notes on the questions that you want to ask, make sure you write them down so you can remember to ask me in class.